Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, the Tate Gallery in Liverpool hosts a major exhibition of modern art by modern northern artists. This very week, a modern artist of his day, well, he died penniless and was ignored, had a painting of a local doctor sold for $82.5 million. Modern art is always in the news. It's outrageous, the prices, the rip-offs. Who needs sculptures made out of car tires, Mr. Mack? Who needs canvases where the paint goes down as if it's been spewed by someone being sick? Well, some people think we do need that. A northern artist who does think so is a Mr. Philip Diggle, who's going to do us a painting right now, his brother of the Buzzcocks. Stephen Diggle will play. Let's have 2.5 minutes of painting. Modern art, go. Come on, 2.5 minutes. To go. All right, okay. Stephen, turn the rhythm off. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll hold your glasses while you get out, Philip. All right, ladies and gentlemen, can we, it's all right, it's okay. He can break the playpen now. Can we just give them a top shot again, please, Charlie? Can we give them a top shot? There you are, ladies and gentlemen. One of the things you can sometimes do with a Diggle, one of these, is you can wait till they dry and then stretch them. However, I think it is fair from Philip's point of view to show you one of his normal sort of art gallery paintings. Can we have the Diggle painting up, please, to show you this is a piece of Phil's art. This is called Is it called or what's it called, this one, Phil?
I forgot.
Okay. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, would you say, sit down, there's your glasses, would anyone here say that that is art? No. No? It's not art.
No.
Why is that not art?
Looks like a load of rubbish to me.
Looks like a load of rubbish to you.
Definitely is.
Anybody else, yes?
Well, it's self-expression, it's got colour, it's got form, and I think it's fun.
Now, there we are, yes, this gentleman over here, sir, you?
Well, I think as long as anyone's willing to pay for it, they might as well go through with it, but it's a load of crap myself, I think myself.
Right. Let's have no swearing, because you'll encourage other people to swear, so no swearing on the show. Yes, please, madam.
I have to say that I've got a picture just like that at home, and my 3-year-old son did it in nursery yesterday.
Now, but is that good or is that bad?
Good.
Well, for a 3-year-old,
is that good or bad?
brilliant,
No.
but
Is that good or bad?
I wouldn't buy it.
It's wasted. Good
Alex
paint.
Kitson here. We'll come to you later, but I know you have a theory about childishness, don't you?
Yes.
Isn't that praise from that lady, really?
I think she's wrong, yes. I think that children's art is often the best kind of art, and to say your 3-year-old is not a very good artist and that adults can do better is not necessarily true.
She didn't say that. She said she was pleased.
All right, okay, and I want to ask very briefly, hold on, Mr. Diggle,
Yes.
Don't you like the fact that your painting can be compared to children's paintings?
Yeah, because imagination, as we all know, as all these people know here, is stopped after the age of 5. So what you...
Fine, so he takes that as a... Yes, madam?
So
He takes that as a great affirmation.
Well, I did A-level art, and I can honestly say that I wouldn't have got a grade 1 if I'd have produced that.
Fine, but all right, okay. Let's get down to... Did you do A-level art, Mr. Auty?
Yes, I did, yes.
You did indeed?
Yes, a rather long time ago.
Giles Auty is the art critic of The Spectator, one of the leading members of the movement which says that there's a lot wrong with modern art, particularly of the abstract art kind. Would you say, where do you side with the members of the audience? Is this stuff art or isn't it?
It's art of a kind. I think what it's done, it's taken certain tendencies in art and it's exaggerated those at the expense of other things. I mean, there's an aspect in art which is to do with the artist being taken over in the grip of an inspiration. But that's not all there is to it. And to isolate that one element, which is one of the important elements, and say this is all there is to art, seems to me to be...
Is it good, yes or no?
No.
No. Oh, right. Now we're there. Now,
In a
what you
word.
say, in a very short word, you'll have your chance in a minute, Phil, and stop blowing your nose. Can we just ask you, to illustrate what you think is a good painting, there's a Velázquez painting. Can we have a look at that? I mean, what's good about this, then? The viewers at home can see it better on their screens than we can see it here.
Right, so I've got to imagine what there is up there behind me, and it's Christ in the house of Martha and Mary, which I think was painted in 1620. What is very remarkable about it, I can go on praising it at some length,
but
one of the most remarkable things is it was painted when Velázquez was very young, I think probably 20 or 21. If I remember. And one of the extraordinary things about this painting is the accomplishment of an artist at that young age. When I see art students, sometimes who are 27, 28, who've had all those years on the state, supported art, and they say, you can't expect me to be very good, I'm only 28.
All right, but we know
this man was 21.
This is a great painting. Can I ask you, madam, this Velázquez, do you think, is that what you call painting?
Yes, I think that's good. Yes.
That's a good painting.
There's work gone into that, but that is a load of
rubbish. Fine. Phil, but can I ask, hold on a second, Phil, just you to comment on the Velázquez.
Well, I'm not into the church, the Bible and the bishops, so I don't like Gothic ignorance, and I'm not living in the 18th century. I'm living in Manchester, you know, and this is what projects what's happening here, you know, so that's it.
Well, you say that this, you say this is to do with what's happening now.
That's a narrative painting. This is within itself, within me and my ideas. If people don't like it, sticks to...
All right, hold on. Andrew Grimes wants to know... Sorry, I want to stand out of your way here, Phil. You tell Mr. Grimes. Don't fiddle with your mic, because don't fiddle with your mic, you can't hear it.
Have gone into that?
Pardon?
What ideas have gone into that?
Me inner feelings, you know.
Inner feelings? I just saw you throw buckets about like a crazy man. That's not...
I'm glad it's provoked you, because you're so narrow-minded.
Where's the imagination? Where's the feeling? Where's the emotion? Where's anything? What you've done is behave like a Keystone cop in the 1920s throwing buckets of paint about. There's no form, there is nothing, there is no design. It's anarchy gone crazy.
Is there anything? Right, now let this lady to speak now. Yes, you can talk to Andrew, please.
The point is that he got up and did it, and you didn't. It is his self-expression and not yours. That is the point about modern art.
Thrown out of the house. No, I did that in the street. I'd be arrested.
Anybody could be thrown out the house.
Well, excuse me, I'm the chairman, please. I'm the chairman. Madam, you have a point to make.
Self-expression. Yes? What is he trying to tell us? What is he expressing to us? He is insulting our intelligence.
Well, first of all, I would make the point that if he says he's expressing himself through that, it's very difficult to express yourself. Yeah, but you're asking him to put it into words. He will say he can't. Philip, what's it called?
What is it?
It's called Strange Ways.
All right, okay, yes, madam, please.
It's not art, it's an accident. Anyone going in a paint shop, kicking cans of paint would have formed exactly the same thing.
Wait a minute, let's take, for the viewers at home, take the overhead shot again, please. Can we go back to that? Listen, when you look at that at home, folks, and you can't see it on this screen here, folks, I'm sorry, but there is a shape, there is a feel to it. I don't know how he comes by it. All right. From the Walker Art Gallery, Mr. Kitson. Sorry, Mr. Kitson.
I would just like to ask the audience whether anyone notices any difference between the picture that we were shown originally and this picture that's just been done at the moment, because I think there's a very, very big difference between those two pictures, one which may have been done in rather more considered fashion and with rather more intentionality than this particular one, which was done in a very kind of throwaway style.
I think you're very right. That's why we showed the straight painting. You, sir, at the back up there. You, sir. Yes, sir.
One by Diego, it's got form, it's got shape, it's a picture, you can see it. That's just a mess.
Has he got any arts on his
All right. Okay. Now, what we're getting down to here is you like to see things, sir, don't you? You like to see...
Yes, I like to see what the artist sees.
All right. Okay, fine.
I can't see that.
Let us please look. No, I want to show you now what is the top painting in Britain today. This is the top painting in Britain today. It's called Out of the Blue by a man called Robin Coney. I'm glad we put his name on one side. And this is the biggest selling print at Athena. Mr. Orty, is that art? It's very popular.
So, yes, sorry, I've not seen it, and I have to turn around. I think it's art. Much more deplorable than this.
And yet, and yet, Mr. Orty, people who proclaim against the modern movement, like yourself and the late Peter Fuller, who are against the Warhols of this world, you claim some affinity with ladies like this who think that abstract art is appalling. And yet, when it comes to this, you will turn your back on this as well.
Yes. For a different reason, needless to say.
Why? Tell the gentleman there, why is that awful?
Well, because I think it's a product that is made for
It's not a product, it's a process.
Just for a commercial.
It's not an input.
Product made for a market. I don't think it's a very discerning market.
You don't think Velasquez's painting was made for a market, sir?
Indeed, it was made for... I mean, he had a royal patron, a very discerning royal patron.
Who likes the dolphins? Anybody like the dolphins?
Yes.
Yes, you like the dolphins. You put that on your wall, it'll make you feel all right. Anthony, Andrew Grimes, go on.
You're not being fair. Neither is a good example of modern art. Neither. I mean, there's some very fine modern art. That is rubbish. That is ridiculous.
Well, Mr. David Sweet here is from the Fine Art Department of the Poly here in Manchester. Are the dolphins art, first of all, sir?
Well, they're probably kitsch, I should think.
They're probably kitsch, all right?
But, I mean, people could like them.
They're kitsch, so you're saying that lady, her taste is kitsch, right?
Well,
a bit elitist
yes,
here, David. Yes,
I am an elitist.
Okay, fine. Fine. This is your painting that you wanted to bring in. This is...
Yes.
Can I ask this... Can you tell the difference between that and Mr. Diggle's work, madam?
Yes.
You can. It's what, a bit better or a bit worse?
Oh, I think it's better.
Better. You like Jackson Pollock, okay.
Yes.
But very briefly, David, why is Jackson Pollock a good example of modern abstract art?
Well, I mean, I'm glad people can see there's a difference between an articulate structure and an accidental structure, even though there might be some similarities between sort of an anarchic graphic designer, which Phil, I think, is, and a true artist, working in a language that is recognisably 20th century, in the way that Velasquez was working in a language of his, and the reality of his day. I think that's what's good about Pollock and about Velasquez, and bad about Phil, because he is a bit of a phony, attractive and, likeable, like lots of phonies are.
First, Phil, do you want to say anything, Mr. Douglas?
I'm totally amazed,
I'm sure you are, I'm sure you are. Well, while you think of a reply, I want to ask Giles.
I could answer that back, because obviously I'm a fine artist, and he's an art lecturer, so...
What does he know? Right,
yeah.
Okay, fine. Giles, I want to ask you the question, though. In this debate that rages in the higher echelons of art, between abstract minimalism and conceptualism, of which Pollock is the greatest example, and figurative art that you can put on your walls that says something, do you accept this stuff?
Well, sorry, I don't know the gentleman's name who's just spoken.
David Sweet.
Yes. What David said, he said, this is the language of the 20th century. This is no more the language of the 20th century than umpteen other examples we could take. This is a form of art that very few people have ever practiced, and this gives Jackson Pollock, of course, he was, as it were, the first to do it.
This isn't great art to you, sir?
No, it has a historical interest, and it's been given a historical importance, I think, which is excessive, simply because he was the first person really to work in this manner.
Is it good or bad? Is it good or bad art?
I'm not prepared to answer that question.
Fine, okay. Can I ask Malcolm York here, who's a very respected, even by all of us here, writer on art, this battle between the conservatives and between the radicals and the minimalists and conceptualists, does it really matter to the general people? Should they care?
They should, of course they could. They're paying for it. They're paying for the Arts Council, the British Council, they're paying for the art schools, they're paying for the salaries of lecturers. They're paying...
Any of your poll tax going on this?
I expect
Well,
so.
I'm sure you do.
I'm sure it will, yes.
I'm sure you do, I'm sure you do.
Proper authority.
And it's going to be in your cities, it's going to be what represents our century in 100 years' time. You ought to have a say in this, because Velázquez is representing what his time stood for. Nobody remembers those politics.
So you've chosen a David Blackburn painting to say this represents 20th century British art for you. Now,
well, yeah, I think you've chopped the bottom off, but near enough.
Yes.
But can I explain what it is, if it's not obvious? This is a Yorkshire artist inspired by Yorkshire scenery. Those are hills, that's a black wall going across, there's water at the bottom. Now, you might not like that either.
Anyone in the audience see Yorkshire there? No, sorry.
Right, okay. But can I defend it a bit further?
Yes, just a quick one, yes.
Right, it's not a painting, it's a pastel. It's a very worked-on pastel. It's a finished artifact. It's there, beautifully wrought. I mean, it doesn't do it justice there. In a way, this is not. This is not a wrought, finished article. This is a, you know...
Tell me, why did Rockefeller buy a painting off me? Why did Chase Manhattan Bank buy a painting off me? Why did the Canadian government buy a painting off me?
Because...
Why is it you're so ignorant now to the age that we're living in? I live in a factorite society, right? This represents my anarchy within myself.
Well, if you don't
like paying for the art skills, you don't like paying for any more education, you know, you want to...
Well, F off and die. The public are paying for my salary too. You couldn't have done that without Jackson Pollock.
Yeah, I mean...
You are a kind of third-rate Jackson Pollock, that's all. Unless he'd done that, you couldn't have done it like that.
I was waiting for that from the Philistine element. Hold on. I want to move on just next to Malcolm here. David Knophoff, a Liverpool artist, who I would say is an interesting artist because you make money. You make attractive paintings, which you sell to people, David.
Yeah.
You make a living.
I do make a living out of it.
What's the secret?
I just hit at the right time, that's all. I hit the right images at the right time.
But are you like as Warhol said, I used to be a commercial artist, I just got more commercial. This is one of your new pieces. What's this called?
It's called The Exploding Monkey's Head.
Fine. Do you like that, Matt? Excuse me, madam, do you like that? Not one. She doesn't like it, David.
That's all right.
Who are you selling that to?
Granada bought it, actually.
Okay, David, very nice.
But the trouble is...
Where do you stand in this debate?
The thing is, I reckon that most of the British public are visually dyslexic, you know, because there isn't enough art bought by banks and public places for people to just accept it for being part and parcel of the environment. They have to go to special places to go and see it.
I don't know whether people want it on the wall. You, sir, you want to say something? Do you want this stuff on your wall?
I don't want that on the wall, but as far as I'm concerned, that is nothing more than an ego trip and an insult to most of the people's intelligence in this audience.
Yeah. Fine. David?
To insult here, that's the truth.
Oh, okay, fine, right. Okay, you can have him outside later on. That's fine. You see, without your opinion, sir, it wouldn't exist in that same way. Yes?
This $70 million that's been paid for this painting this week, because how can anybody...
$82.5 million.
Well, how can anybody decide that that was worth that? Because people's perception of art is how they see it.
Yeah.
And I can't see that any painting, however good it is with modern art or any type,
it's worth
is
what
worth
you can get for
but it is what are clear some judges, and if they decide it's worth paying them something for at the end of the day, I don't blame him getting money for it.
The Dr. Gaucher painting, is it worth $82.5 million?
It's simply a question of supply and demand, isn't it? The sad aspect of that...
A quick word from Giles, yes?
Well, the sad aspect, I think, is that they bought that particular painting. I think there's something... they're buying it for the wrong reasons. I think it has, again, an importance because the doctor actually treated Van Gogh at the end of his life at Auvers, and there's something rather sort of morbid about the whole association. If they bought a much happier painting for half as much, I would have been twice as
A couple of quick questions, Malcolm. We are confusing price and value.
I don't think price and value are the same thing, but it gets this aura around it, which is irrelevant in this world.
A couple of quick price questions. How much do you sell for?
Well, it goes on, well, whatever, say from 50 quid to a couple of grand, maybe.
All right. Phil, what do you sell for?
5,000.
5,000.
I want to do something else.
Yeah, but I mean, this one tonight, what would you sell this piece from? This is an impromptu piece.
I won't sell it to anybody in here, they're all ignorant.
Right, okay. I want to ask, this is an artist friend of mine. What would you sell for, Huey? Can you sell to anybody?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
No.
How hard is it to sell to people?
Very difficult.
Very difficult. Can I ask some of our other young artists here? Anyone feel weird about entering this battleground between the moderns and the figuratives? Anyone feel funny about it?
Yeah.
Yes, go on then.
About it, yeah.
What do you feel then?
I just think it's a shame that, you know, something that was actually done as a serious piece of work, like by Jackson Pollock, is just being put on a level of sort of trivial entertainment by this Diggle chap here, who actually.
No, he's not doing that. That's not fair
yes,
on him.
He is. No. Let me finish. Right,
He
had to get his brother on with his guitar.
Oh,
to back it up.
Fine.
No. It's, you know, I mean, as a practicing artist, I spend a lot of time, like, trying to conceive things that are original, new ideas, and this thing is just, it's old hat. It's just been done a long time ago.
Well, fine. I mean, we got him on this show. I'll make a defence. I find his stuff works. That's personally for me. That's all I'm saying. Any other questions from the audience? Yes, you, sir.
Said then, it's not modern art, this. It's 50 years old.
No, I mean, we're unfair. We did this. Phil does this as an entertainment. It's unfair to this. His actual paintings are not. They have their own sense of style, and I'll defend him because he's sitting there and people have been unpleasant. You, sir.
I think if he wishes to paint that way, he should paint that way. It's his expression. It's his way he wants to paint. Nothing wrong with it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. A voice, a line for expression. Thank you. Yes, we're going to go to the last few things from the audience. Madam.
Anybody can do that. There's no talent in it at all. Anyone can throw pots of paint.
But that's what they said.
Well, there's
Right.
nothing in it.
Yes, you, sir, over the far side over here. Yes.
Well, I think most painters are eccentric, and this is an eccentric exhibition, and I think it's
they are all eccentric.
I think it's excellent. I think what the gentleman over there said about it's his own expression. It's his own expression.
We're getting at least some aspects for expression. Yes, you, sir.
If I do that on a concrete wall outside here, I get locked up for vandalism.
Sir?
With the 82.5 million, I think if people want to spend that much on art, they can. It's their right to spend on whatever they want.
Particularly if they're Japanese. Have a lot. We've got about 30. I want a couple more last comments. You, sir.
One of the things I'd like to say is that most of the people looking at this painting on the floor here, it's like a case of the little boy in the crowd. The king's got no clothes.
Yeah.
We can see it for what it is. It's a facade. You'd have to be mad. You'd have to have eaten McDonald's BSC burgers to appreciate that.
All right. Thank you very much. I think I have to stop it there. We are out of time. Thank you very, very, very much. We would like to say sorry that there was no mad cow debate tonight, but he got it in. Thank you very, very much. The reason was, of course, the Prime Minister spoke and we had to react. And, of course, there is a modern art exhibition at the Tate next week, which you should go to, and we hope we've increased at least your thinking about modern art tonight. That's almost it, but we do have the national and local headlines before we go from Lucy.
Thanks. The Director of Public Prosecutions has decided that no charges will be brought in connection with the Clapham train disaster in which 35 people died. 100 firemen have been fighting a blaze at a paperworks at Runcorn in Cheshire this evening. They had to spray water on containers holding liquid petroleum gas to prevent an explosion, but no one was hurt. A 25-year-old man has been remanded in custody, charged with the murder of a young mother and her daughter from Manchester. Alan Norman from Coombs Avenue in Hyde was remanded until May the 24th. And 9 Liverpool men accused of damaging holiday flats in Mallorca have been released from jail, but 4 others, also from Liverpool, are to stay in prison to face charges.
Thanks a lot, Lucy. You have exactly 12 seconds to get down those stairs, stand next to me, and mess my end bit up the way I messed.
Yeah, I'm not talking to you, but have you got any paint on that suit? Can we see you in another one next week?
Good night.